This is a puzzle game where you don't play as the puzzle solver, but instead as the puzzle designer. You see this vegetable? He wants to get to the carrot in as few moves as possible. I, the puzzle designer, want the exact opposite. I have to design a path to maximize the amount of time denoted in the top right for this vegetable to make it to the carrot. And if you've done it, you get 3 carrots as a reward. Now, there's several mechanics. In addition to placing paths, I can also place walls. Otherwise, our vegetable would get to the carrot very quickly. But here he's got to go the long way around. That is the maximum distance. This level looks like it should be simple. It looks like you go back and forth and back and forth. However, it looks like it doesn't use a lot of the upper left. So what if I undid this last row and then did some sort of zigzag here? Well, this looks inefficient as well. I could try it, but I have a feeling it's going to be like a couple moves off of the maximum. And I'd be right. Only 2 carrots. Let's see. In a path like this, it doubles back vertically the whole way and horizontally 2 tiles. And this gets 28. So it has to double back at least 1 more tile in either direction. But if he starts by going up part way, and then we get like an early double back, actually I can cut out a corner, then have it double back further like this. Yeah, I think it doubles back vertically 3 tiles and horizontally the full distance. And I'm rewarded with 30. Okay, that was tough. There's multiple chests. So if I just send it, he'll go to the closest treasure. Noted. So don't go to that one. Maybe I'll send him as far away as possible towards this treasure, but then not quite. Block that off, because then I could encourage him to kind of go down a bit, then around the corner. Almost all the way to this treasure, and then through here. And of course I blocked off the other treasure, and I guess I could do like a crazy spiral. This is one hell of a maze. I think it looks better like this. Yeah, I hope this is it, because this looks just right. This would be really good level design if so. If not, it'd be also one hell of a bait, but I think it's ideal. I like how it leads you to the solution without spelling it out. There's 2 of them. Do they both move? No, only 1 moved. That's because he's closer. There's also a limit to number of walls I make. So if I block off 1, does the other one go? He does. It takes a bit longer, but maybe I can use that to my advantage. Or like I make a wall here, and then another wall here, forcing him to go around, then double back again. Well, that completes the level, but with only 1 carrot. Surely I can do better. Maybe if I do almost some sort of spiral like this? Like that? Force him to really double back? I don't know if that's better than the main one. It must be, right? It's 3 carrots. Oh, I didn't think it'd give it to me. Nice. And what was interesting is that they were actually equidistant from the goal. Oh god, there's 4 of them. And I can place multiple types of materials. Well, this has 4-way symmetry, so it doesn't really matter which one I start with. So I can start with the bottom right one, and then have it go over to this path, and then go over to the upper left, and then go over to the bottom left. And then it's got to get to the carrot, but I got to make sure he doesn't just get there in the beginning. Yeah, the second wall actually doesn't do anything, so something tells me it's not going to get me 3 carrots. It does get me 1, but that's not good enough. I would love to have the last path be here, but then nothing actually touches the carrot. What if it goes like the opposite direction, though? It starts this way and then spirals the other way. Well, but then how would I touch the carrot? I guess like this. That works out well. Does it work out well enough? I don't know. It does, just barely. Well, this one is 2 vegetables and 2 carrots, so maybe they both go now. Interesting. Oh, that's strange. So my first question is, are they smart? If I set up a path like this, will the close one just pick up the first carrot it sees? No, it will actually run past and get to the other one. Only get me a 1 carrot score. That's smart, because if the bottom right carrot had to go all the way to the top right, their score would be worse. So they kind of cooperate with that. Maybe something that looks like this? Yeah, whoever gets to the far carrot has to go really far. And what's funny is actually getting to the choke point, both these vegetables have to go the same distance. So they can't really be smart. They're sucked into going very far. And that's 3 carrots. Okay, that's a good way to think. How can I make it so they're stuck to make a lose-lose situation? Oh, a new mechanic. There's a button and a fork. I assume the fork blocks the path, because otherwise it would be able to go there. Yeah, the game is telling me this is an impossible puzzle. I've said that a few times before. So I assume I gotta lead him to the button, and then lead him all the way back to the carrot. Force him to double back a long distance. Hopefully that's maximum length. Otherwise, I would be pretty shocked. 28. And now I can place my own button and fork. Well, so if I have a fork... Oh, it has to be on dirt. Interesting. Okay, so there's the dirt, there's the fork. I would obviously want the button to be as far away as possible. And then I would want some sort of crazy zigzag pattern that doesn't actually reach the button. I was thinking something like this, but this doesn't look optimal. Yeah, it's a long distance to get to the button and back, but it feels like it's such a huge level, so I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, it's only 1 carrot. Bad. All right, here's a question. Does the fork need to be where it is? I think yes, because let's say the fork wasn't next to the carrot. Say the fork was just randomly here, and the rest of the puzzle doesn't matter for now. There still needs to be a path to get to the carrot in the box, which means I have to have a dirt in one of these 2 spots, which would mean you just get 2. So the fork definitely needs to be directly next to the carrot. Now the button, I'm sure, could be elsewhere. And maybe I should think about just the longest and most annoying path I can possibly make to begin with. Yeah, this is certainly long and annoying. Question is it long and annoying enough? It seems longer, but I mean, at this point, I don't know. Oh, 2 carrots. I can still do better. And it doesn't really matter where the fork is because the level is symmetrical. Be on either side of the vegetable. I mean, this isn't too bad. It takes advantage of the diagonal touching, and then I could do some sort of snake back here. Haven't I already made this, though? Yeah, I have. Well, hold on. I could change this diagonal to come around here, and then I could add an extra square, plop down the button. Yeah, take advantage of 2 diagonal touches. Oh, that's clever. 60, beautiful. And now we got 2 vegetables again. 1 fork and 1 button. I almost wonder if it's like a good idea to trap one of them and then just force the other to take a long path. Like, yeah, I'll put a fork barrier here, and I'll put the button way out here. So the left guy can't even help his friend. He's got to do the journey all on his own, and wow, that's just it. Love it. This has 1 character, but 2 different buttons. Interesting. So if the blue fork were blocking the carrot, then I would probably want the blue button on the exact opposite side of the map, right? And then what if I had the red fork guard the blue button, kind of like this? Well, then the red button should be as far away from the red fork as possible, which would be here. And I guess I could fill in walls, kind of create a zigzag like this, forcing them to go all the way to the red button and then to the blue button and then making it back. Triple carrot solution. What? You can have multiple forks? Yeah, I can place as many forks and buttons as I want. How does it work, actually, if it hits a button? All the forks go down. Interesting. What if he hits a button again? Then do they come back up? They come back up. Now that's interesting. So if I want to win, I've got to block it off with forks and force him to hit a second button. But then he's got to hit a third button, which is currently pretty easy right now. You just go from button to button, and I assume that doesn't get me a win. It does get me 1 carrot, but that's not good enough. So it's like I have to use the forks as barriers. Well, the middle buttons are too close to anything, so what if I just block off these buttons with more forks? Think about it, right? He goes on the outside. He has to go all the way around to the other button, and that is enough for a win. Yeah, edge buttons are inconvenient, middle buttons are convenient. Who are you? A warrior character runs up to 2 tiles in a straight line per turn. Hold on. So if I were to just hypothetically design a path like this, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 turns? That's right. Okay. So I really want him only moving 1 space at a time to maximize efficiency. So I need diagonal paths, right? Get him to do diagonal path like this. Go a little further. Well, I really shouldn't let him do multiple in a turn. I feel like I just want him to make more diagonal paths like this. I mean, how does this look, right? Yeah, he dashes pretty often, and that only gets me 2 carrots. Can I get him to zigzag more? I mean, that is so weird. If I were to change the path like this, I don't think you would have any more or less moves, right? Would it still be 18? Oh, it's 19. Where did 1... Oh, the distance went from 2 to 3. Okay, so 3 lengths are good. 2 lengths are not good. Well, in that case, I should force him to zag around like this. I've turned a 3 into a 4, which doesn't increase anything, but I did increase a 2 to a 3, and that gets me 3 carrots. I understand. Who's the cucumber? He sneaks at 1 tile in any direction, including diagonals, which means he can break out of that prison. Oh, okay, so I can't really cheat corners anymore. Oh, also, I can't remove the walls that begin with. I don't know what to make of him. like, a diagonal is one move, so him moving diagonal is the same as him moving horizontally. However, that does let him cheat corners pretty well. And it does mean a lot of attempts to block him are futile. There's only one carrot, though. How do I work with him? Or against? Well, I think straight lines would make the most sense with this guy. Yeah, he's pretty bad on straight lines. Now, I guess I could put a wall here, forcing him to jump diagonally through these walls. I could also put a wall here and here, forcing him again to jump diagonally. That's like 2 additional moves I just added. Surely that's enough for 3 carrots. It is. Whoa, cool. Who are you? Teleports through 1 layer of walls or an enemy, or waddles 1 tile at a time. So he just jumps out and moves. Well, interesting. If he teleported out to the right, I would want to encourage him to go down. And I believe this setup of walls forces him to do so. I could then encourage him further. Oh, he can also teleport through 1 level of wall, so I could force him to teleport here. Yeah, let's try this out. Force teleport, zigzag around, teleport again. I get 2 carrots with that. It's not bad. Now, I think actually forcing him to teleport speeds him up, right? Because then he gets to go 2 tiles in 1 move. It does speed him up. What would happen if I added a too long wall here? I would force him to double back at the cost of a teleport. Does that net me a move? It does. And 3 carrots. And now the enemies join forces. This is where it gets interesting. I never thought about the interactions of enemies. We got teleport guy and diagonal guy. Wait, this seems really hard. And I have a button and a fork? Huh? And I have 2 carrots. There is so much to think about here. Now, the mage can only teleport through walls. Forks are off limits for him, at least as far as teleporting goes. Now, I think, again, this is like screw over one of the characters and let the other go through. So I feel like I want the mage to just make it to the carrot and then force the cucumber to take a long route. I don't know. This is a lot to think about. I want to make this button as hard to get as possible. Yeah, I'll just focus on making the button really, really hard to get, huh? Like, hypothetically, how would they perform in this situation? The mage would go and hit the button, and then, wow, they're pretty efficient. Oh my gosh. Wow, I have so much to think about here. The mage makes things really difficult here. I don't even know what to do with him. I guess I could almost force him to teleport out. Like, this is a trap the cucumber can escape, but not the mage. I would then do something like this. Yeah, I could force the mage to just go to the close carrot. But then, like, the rest of the maze still has to be tricky for the cucumber. If I have the button here, I force him to maybe zigzag through the top. Oh, but I gotta be careful he doesn't just zigzag his way to the carrot itself. He could try something like this. There he goes. Oh, that's even better. They can swap positions, actually. I didn't know that. I mean, this looks a little longer, at least. Wizard has to make it way up here. Then Cucumber's got to take it all the way. I finally got 1 carrot. That's not good enough. Oh, well, if I put a wall here, this forces the wizard to go really far around. Oh, that's hitting it late. Larry the Cucumber is going to be a bit late. 2 carrots. Surely I can make it 3. If I set up a wall here, I do force an extra distance, or is it 2 from Larry the Cucumber? I'm pretty sure this makes the wizard go faster, though, so it might be offset. Actually, it doesn't matter if the wizard's offset. 33. Okay, different idea. What if I force the cucumber to push the button and go to the far chest? So the fork blocks that off. Now, of course, I would want the path to be as treacherous as possible and lengthy. But I think this is on the right track. Yeah, this is a really far cucumber path. Maybe there's some merit to that. Get there, he's getting back pretty fast. 33, hold on. Hold on. This can be a block. That might add 1 more to the cucumber's time. Because then he has to go over right instead of 1 more diagonal. 35 and I still don't have 3 carrots? Are you kidding me?
2 hours later.
Well, I can't figure it out. This is the best I can do. Go and solve it yourself. The demo is free on Steam. So thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Veggie Tales. Have a wonderful day and peace.